This is McCook's Mr. Bill's, an honor to have you here. Well, it's the middle of October, getting toward Halloween. Halloween is scary story time, I kid you not. But here in this area, in southwest Nebraska, we really don't need Halloween and those made-up stories, because we have enough real stories that can scare the living daylights out of you and make you scratch your head and say how and why. For example, when I was first married, we had a woman here in McCook, and she hung herself with a rope like this. She hung herself. She also, at the same time, stabbed herself with a knife. And she wasn't satisfied, she shot herself too. So that woman hung herself, stabbed herself, and shot herself. Plus, she set her house on fire, and she did it with her hands tied behind her back. They called it a suicide. They called it a suicide. Yeah. Or the man west of McCook. His pickup ran over him. His own pickup ran over him. But it didn't do it just once. It ran over him 3 times. And the last time it parked on the body with the gear shift in park. They ruled it a suicide. Yeah. And of course it doesn't end there. We've had all kinds of strange things like that happen. Good friend of mine here in town, he passed away not too far back. He was a mortician here in McCook. And he said that he was amazed how often he'd get a body with a toe tag on it for him to work on, and it'd have some natural way that that person had died, heart attack, what have you. And he said, but when examining the body, you'd see bullet hole in the head or some other unnatural way of dying. Yeah, Halloween don't have no stories made up that can equal some of the events that we've had locally here in southwest Nebraska. No question. And it wasn't just suicides that were called murders. We had some murders too. One of the more famous ones was next town over. An older couple, married couple, they disappeared. They couldn't be found. And it ended up that though a little while longer, a man in Cambridge was fishing, and he caught a human arm, just the arm. Well, the police got to looking around, and they told the news media that there were 2 dead people, and the news media asked them, they said, how do you know it's 2? They said, because we've caught 3 arms. So far, they found 3 arms. Yeah. And of course, they both had been murdered and cut to pieces and put in the different lakes. Yeah, you don't get much more evil and sick than that to do something like that. Be that as it may, that's not the only one though. In Car Park, we had a couple of older gentlemen, brothers they be, at Car Park one night. Just one night they stayed. A lot of people come through and stay at Car Park. We, the taxpayers, pay the bill for it. For free they stay. But it cost them their lives, because that night a couple of illegal aliens, they came through and they killed both of them for less than $100. For less than $100 they killed those 2 old men. Or another one that wiggles the branches of sanity and insanity is 3 boys, a couple of towns over. There were 2 little boys, they were brothers, and then the older boy. Well, the older boy decided it'd be interesting to see what it'd be like to watch somebody drown. And so he pushed the littlest of the brothers in a sand pit and stood there and watched him drown. And the other older brother to him was too little to go in to save him, and he died. They did nothing to that older boy though. Well, some years later, that older boy and the surviving brother went hunting. Now, I have a hard time thinking that a parent would let his child be around someone that had killed a sibling of his. Be that as it may, they were out hunting. This older boy then walked up to that surviving brother and put a .410 to his chest and pulled the trigger. Killed him. And they did nothing again to him. They said it was an accident. Yeah, there's a lot of crazy things in southwest Nebraska. So see, we really don't need Halloween to be frightened. We really don't need Halloween in southwest Nebraska to be frightened. You rate this film, and I hope you have a safe Halloween and a safe year to come.